The Webster County Board of Supervisors voted Tuesday to table considering a non-disclosure agreement with the Greater Fort Dodge Growth Alliance. Alliance CEO Astra Ferris told the supervisors at their regular meeting that the Alliance is the local economic development engine.
So as we have projects that are nearing finish line and working with agreements and announcements, we just want to make sure that we have this on file for everyone, as some of those are publicly traded companies. So this mitigates risk for them when they work with us to negotiate growth.
Webster County Attorney Darren Driscoll suggested the supervisors table the confidentiality agreement so that it can be reviewed and how it relates to public information needs. Randy Evans, the executive director of the Iowa Freedom of Information Council, has seen the agreement and has concerns. He says the first role of elected officials is to represent the taxpayers.
But the law as it exists right now allows government officials who are being asked for government assistance, it allows them to keep confidential documents that are provided to them. What we're concerned about is that these kinds of non-disclosure agreements may pressure some elected officials to not talk about or not ask or answer legitimate questions that the taxpayers would have about government assistance for a certain project.
The confidentiality and conflict of interest agreement reads, quote, "I will not at any time disclose or use directly or indirectly either during or subsequent to my activities with the corporation any information, knowledge, or data which I receive or develop during my relationship which is considered proprietary by the corporation or which relates to the trade secrets of the corporation or any of its clients." Evans says it was not a common practice for NDAs to be used since Iowa's open meetings and open records laws cover the concerns of proprietary information. Evans shared some advice for officials.
In this current climate, I think taxpayers want to know what their elected representatives are promising or not promising to do.
And KCCI heard from Greater Fort Dodge Growth Alliance CEO Astra Ferris this evening. She said the NDA is standard practice for her organization, and she emailed KCCI, quote, "I can confirm that confidentiality and conflict of interest agreements are standard practice when it comes to economic development projects and partners handling sensitive information about these economic development proposals and potential corporate investments," end quote. The NDA is expected to be on a later agenda for the Webster County Board of Supervisors.